yesterday. I don't know what I was doing, sorry, on Sunday. And damn, why my thing is not. There we go. Camera not working. Camera not working. Let's
Marion
see.
knows. You should have been on the live stream. We got long twice.
Oh, nice. Oh man. Ugh. I'm down on my Bitcoin portfolio on my public
Well,
account. Still on my
I think
private account
everyone's
also, but
down on their account, bro.
yeah, man. The shit happens, right? Hello, Marion. What's up, Daggett? What's up, Tyler? What's up, Big Papa? So it seems like today is going to be a short class, I guess. Or what do you guys want to learn today? It seems like there's only four of us. What do you guys would love to go through? Oh man, it
Market
is
scaring
cloudy.
everybody.
Is it?
I don't know.
Man, I'm just mad at it. Shit.
You're mad.
Because yeah, and none of the
Canada,
what
Canada's an idiot. Mexico's delayed the tariffs. You see that?
did we delete
Just
it?
now. So just now, the Mexico just promised Trump, and they said they're going to put 10,000 soldiers on the border.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen
Canada,
that.
fucking idiots, retaliating tariffs, and the market dumps.
Oh
So
man, but
Mexico
remember
is
that.
smarter than Canada. I think Canada. I think I'm moved to Mexico at this.
Come over, man. Come over, man. You still want to work on Canada or earn in dollars, by the way. But let me tell you, like, we've been hit by Trump many other times. In fact, I mean, as soon as Trump announced tariff, remember that Trudeau was next day was dining with Canada. Sorry, dining with Trump, right? So at the very next day, he was moving fast and stuff. Our president, right? So she said Mexicans to the scream of war, which is part of our national anthem. And like I was like, what did you just freakishly say? Right? But then after they freaking barked, and also remember that Mexico's president also said that if we get hit by with 25% tariff, we're gonna be doing the same. We all laughed at it because come on, they are our biggest buyer, right? What we can sell them outruns of what we are buying from them. So it will be
Yeah.
impacting us, yeah, much worse. So, but at the same time, the difference was that Trump was not in office. But at the same time, at the very next week, we came up with the biggest fentanyl, I don't know how this is said, fentanyl
Fentanyl. Yeah.
decommission in history, right? So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
she barked a lot, but then she complied, and then I don't know. Maybe Canada could do the same or is doing the same. I don't know, but I mean,
Canada's an idiot, man.
I would say, like, to be honest, to be fair, I would say that we are fighting for that place, man.
It's embarrassing.
Same thing
It
with thing
shows you
here,
how
man.
poor our government is and how like I don't know, stupid they are really.
Yeah,
All you got to
but
do is secure the border, man. Stop the drugs, secure the border. Shut up. Touch your
yeah.
toes, cough, Say yes, daddy, and that's it.
Yeah, sort of. Because I mean, I would bet. I don't know. Honest question here, but let me bet on because when that happened on my side, I did feel that too. But again, let me bet on this and let me know. I would bet that if they do say it like that, you will get offended because I did
No,
when
man.
man I did when everybody
Because
when
our country's been so blind. They're like this for the last 10 years, man. Like this. Oh, nothing problem. Print money. No problem. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah. We're going to be very sorry. You know what the average
uh,
cost of a house is in Canada?
How much is it?
$900,000 for a hole in the wall for a one bedroom. Yes. If you want a house, a 3 bedroom, 1 story house, $1.8 million.
Shit. You could if you go outside the city here. Let me see how much. If you go outside the city, you could be looking at 2 million pesos houses here. Divide that by 20. You're talking about 100,000, man.
There you go.
Yeah. And if you go inside the city, you're talking about 5 million. That would be, I think, about the same. Divided by 20. Oh no, not even close. 250,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. So
You
I
want to come to
mean,
Canada? You got to live in a box, cardboard. Cardboard special.
but how's land there? Yeah, I bet you can buy 3 acres of land for $2 or something.
It's all protected green land, everything has the lots of red tape. Lots of
Oh, I
red tape.
see. Shit. Well, shit.
And most of it's frozen. You can't grow a potato, bro.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. That's why the most dense population is right along the border of US.
Yes. Yes, we might as well become the next 51st state.
Don't say that, man. Come on, come on.
I don't mind. My taxes will be cheaper, bro.
Oh, really? For real?
Canada 44% taxes, capital gains tax.
Nice. Big Papa, you have a video for that. How do I set my market dynamics pro? And by the way, just so you know, look at my market dynamics pro. Which one? So I think we can talk about it. Yeah, in a second. Man, I don't know. Things are getting weird, to be honest. But let me tell
Yeah.
you a little bit in
Where's the
this.
tinfoil hat?
Oh man, it's out of reach, but it's close, man. But when my president said, you know what, yes, Trump, and stuff like that, and when Trump said, I never seen somebody bent over like that, so I was like, are you fucking kidding me, man? At least have some dignity, right? Not to Trump,
Yeah.
not to Trump, right? To Mexican governors, or
Hmm.
how do you call them? Like whatever, right?
The officials,
Mexican
government officials.
officials. There you go. Yes, thank you. To Mexican officials, right? So that's what I was saying. I mean, I don't think they should be saying, yeah, sorry, yes, daddy, right? But hey, let's negotiate what you need, what I can provide, what you can provide. Let's work this out, right? But
Hmm.
I mean, man, I don't know. It's a fine line between. I always think that the offense or feeling of offended or comes from the offended person and not the offender, right? I mean, of course, I can
Hmm.
tell you something offensive, but depending on how you take it, might be the outcome of it, right? So I think that I don't know. That's food for thought. But let's jump into the charts, man, because it's been wild. So you
It
mentioned that you
has.
took
Yeah.
twice two longs, right? And man, I've been just
Yeah. This
banging my
morning.
head against not taking yesterday's long. But whatever. Let's take a look at it.
All right. Let's take a look. So, let me set up here. Go into our trading day. See if we do continue here. 1 second. And go time, baby. So yeah,
Oh, nice.
incredible day as well. Okay, so this is why I tell you, OC, you got to come to the morning trade setup. So looking here, we started our day over here. What do we see? So we had a couple of good ideas this morning. Nonetheless, I think you know this morning is kind of like a shake and bake, shaking people out, not really giving people a chance to kind of figure out what was going to go on, right? Everybody's very scared. Market open. Lots of liquidity at our lows, okay, which we haven't taken yet, which I'm surprised we didn't take this morning. But nonetheless, the trade setup here was to get long. We did get long right here, and we got long right here. So we got long in two good spots. So naturally, we're like, okay, where's liquidity? Where does it reside in these lows? Turn on our indicators. We can see liquidity, looking for a bounce. We got a nice bounce in here. Now, when we zoom in, what we do see here is something very simple. Okay, so market opens right over here. So I got long in here for 150 bucks. Then I got long in here for 200 bucks. Okay, so for me, I didn't hold the whole trade because some people are like, "Oh, why you close your trade?" Because of my plan, not because of your plan, not because you've seen it go to Valhalla today, but because of my plan. And I get this like a lot, where it's like borderline annoying, where it's like, I gave you an entry right here, literally right here. Are you closing your trade here? That was my target, initial target. I said you could re-enter here if you wanted, and then I got long here and I exited here. Are you gonna be upset that I gave you this entry, OC? You went a little bit lower, right? You're muted.
Oh man, I was saying, man, is it valid? Can I still take it?
Right? So we have
Right.
VWAP here. I always say if you're trading intraday like I am, VWAP's going to be king, okay? And we go swing high to swing low, 786 support level, golden pocket. I always say look at these levels, okay? So we perfectly tapped our 786. As we came in here this morning, we had a little fake out, okay? So this is one thing you have to be able to determine is when is it a fake out and when is it real, right? Because you can see here, you put in bearish divergence, and you start to break structure. So you sweep the low in here, you've broken structure in here, change the character, downtrend, correct? Right? Lower high, right? Breaking down here, bullish divergence in here. Here's the fake out. Now we almost went long off of this because it was VWAP. Okay, so you can see the bullish divergence in here, perfect bounce up into our trend line coming down here. Simple trend line. You could have shorted here if you were looking to short. Okay, so in this moment here, this is a V-shaped recovery to the downside. Okay, now what happens is we come into our golden pocket 786 level, and you have, I would call it turbulence. Okay, you can see here turbulence. Okay, right below. I'm zooming in on the 1 minute, but when you're live and you're trading short-term time frames, this is a long time. This is a good 10 minutes, right? So you're sitting here below VWAP. We are holding the 786 quite nicely. I see some strength coming in here. Now, I always suggest if you don't know how to see strength, just put on a volume indicator. That's what it's the basic easiest way to see strength. So you can see very low volume all the way through here. Well, guess what? Look where it peaks. Okay. So you can see there's a fight going on. Imagine there's, it doesn't matter if it's green volume, red volume, keep it one color. It's just volume. It's not green volume, red volume. I think a lot of people keep this. I think when you put it on, it comes in two colors. I think it comes, you can change it. So it's red and yeah, you can growing and shrinking. Like don't do that to yourself. Volume is volume. Higher volume, you turn it up. Lower volume, you turn it down, right? It's not green volume. You don't see the volume, do you? Anyways, we won't go down that road. So volume picks up here. Okay. Into these candles, showing me that there's buyers coming in. Okay. There's buyers. They're like, okay, can we push price? So price pushes back. I get long in here. Okay. Targeting this order block in here. I hit TP1. I get long in here. It comes back and I saw weakness. Okay. So I didn't want to continue to hold this because it pushed back through VWAP. So you can look for a potential downwards trend here. So I get stopped out on this trade, which is fine, right? Which is fine. Why? Because I'm trading a plan and I'm trading short-term time frames, right? So I make a quick 150 bucks off of that trade in here on the live stream. Okay, so winner, winner, chicken dinner, no complaints, right? On to the next trade. So guess what happens? Market opens and we get we reclaim and then we get very choppy in here, okay? Then boom, we take off. FOMO, right? Here's the FOMO. This is where, oh my God, it's running away from me. Right? So what trade do we take? We take the retest of previous highs. So you guys know me. I will always target something like this and look for continuation if it is there. So I got into this and I got out into here. Okay, so this came back and I got out in here and closed the trade, and I was done for the day on a continuation trade. A quick $200 out of that one as well. So there's this one, sharing you guys the meat and potatoes. Okay, and continuation out. Now, very different trade setup if I was looking for a swing long. I was not looking for a swing long. Okay. To me, when I'm trading in a small range like this, okay, when I'm trading, let's go 5 minute time frames, right? I'm not trading a macro golden pocket. Okay. So when I talk about macro, I'm talking about the big golden pocket. So that would be swing low to swing high, and I'm looking for the swing trade in here. Okay. I'm trading the most recent tight. I'm looking for these trades in here. Whoop, boop, boop, boop. I'm looking for this move. I'm looking for this move. I'm not looking for this move. So you need to have your idea, your plan. Of course, I could have taken 75% out of the trade, let it run. Maybe that would have been a great idea. I didn't do that today. I took my profit and I ran. And you know what? I still had a very nice, profitable day so far. Okay, so that's kind of what I've been through this morning. Breakout, retest, continuation, and obviously some bullish news on the Mexican side of things, not the Canadian side. But I'm going to be targeting these order blocks on the way up for potential buy levels. Okay, we'll see if we do get them. But this is something I'm looking at. You can see our bullish momentum. If we're tracking this and we take this off of our charts, we have broken that now. Okay, so we have this very aggressive bullish momentum. We have broken that now. We're settling, and I'm looking for 98,000 to hold. Okay, why 98,000? Well, if we zoom out and we look at this as a range, right? What do we see? Get rid of volume. We don't need that anymore. Right? We see that, hey, this is actually pretty picture perfect, man, if we look at it this way. Look, value area low, point of control, flip to point of control. Where are we trying to hold? In this big ass box here. That's where we want to hold, right? Then we want to get on top of the box. Ooh. And continue, right? Up to the value area high. So keeping it very simple. The biggest liquidity since ever. Not since, COVID, not since FTX, ever. Ever. Most liquidations, okay? So big V-shaped recovery. Looking good. We'll see if it does want to continue, but for me, could this be the low? I'm optimistic to think it could be. Okay? Not there yet. The problem is they've put tariffs on China, they've put tariffs on Canada, and they've put tariffs on Mexico. It's not done yet. It just started, really. So maybe Xi Jinping or whatever his name is can go, oh yeah, here's 35%, tariffs on your made in China shit, and we'd have nothing because everything is friggin' made in China, So anything could happen. It's going to be volatile. I warn you, I warn you, I warn you. This push up, I would look for it to easily come back down to that point of control around 97,000. So 98,000, I'm looking for that to hold. But then my next level is at 96,500. Okay, so be careful, be prepared, take your money and run. Okay.
Yes.
And this may be the areas where you are actually looking to maybe buy some things, but I would wait for structure to tell you we are going back up. Okay. And what does that look like? If I'm going to quickly explain it, would be okay. Yeah, we've pushed here, but we have a low, we want to see a higher low and a break of structure. So let's say we come back down, right? And then we start getting one of these and you get a higher high. That's when you could possibly looking for that continuation, and you got bullish signs on your oscillators on the higher term time frames. Okay. Maybe we get up here, right? This is a nice push. We reclaim the 0 line on our oscillator. Then we retest the 0 line, right? And we got this in here. That's where I'd be looking to be a little bit more more conviction, right? Because right now this is a V-shaped recovery, and guess what? They're not going to let, if they came back down to wreck all the longs, you think they're going to let you hold a long from here? I don't think so. Okay. They want to make sure that nobody gets a free ride, and that's what they're doing.
Nice.
And
All
Larry
right.
Fink wants his, friends to buy.
Nice. All right. Because Alex said that we're going to get a free ride to Longet from now, and that we're going to buy Hala. Let's buy Ethereum 100x. All right. Let's do it. That's what I heard, right? Buy. Only up. Up only. Limit.
Up only always.
Up only. Absolutely. No, just kidding. But man, I could swear that you come to the Piper Academy to teach these classes. Nah, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Just giving you a hard time right now. But let me show you my analysis from today, because it is pretty interesting. Let me show something. Where is it? Here we go. 2.2 billion of liquidations, by the way, on this dip. So this was today's morning show with Piper Academy. Look at what I'm drawing there very quickly. I'm not going to take too long. And I do explain almost exactly what Alex was explaining. Let me show you right there. So we're looking for structure. So guys, do not do like I did in the very first part here that I told you. Yeah, only selective words going, right? Like, hey, only buy. So you're gonna be looking for entries. No. You need to wait for structures, right? So we're waiting for that kind of movements. Let me go over that very quickly, and then we go over our public account. So basically, at this point, we have a little bit of a ranging here. Sorry, my dog also wants to play with me. We have a little bit of a ranging here, or a little bit of a pause, right? We have a V-shaped recovery, right? Like we had in here. So we have range. Well, range was a little farther. A V-shaped recovery, high, not higher than the previous range. This gives us 70% chances of ranging, all right? So what's going to happen then? Well, then the same thing happened here. Look at that. Little range, V-shaped recovery. High, not higher than the previous range. So then what we're looking for that same structure, right? In this case, we had the spring and the structure low at the same time. Almost a double bottom or a double bottom. And then sweep of the lows and continuation to the upside, right? So we are on springing areas, right? So we're in spring areas, so areas of reaction right there, right? Another thing that I want to show you is my alerts in here. Look at that. This is what I'm freakishly mad, man. I mean, I'm like, damn, OC, you freakingly had it, dude. You only needed to place one button. That was it. Bitcoin. We created, when did we create it? Fuck, man. I cannot. Oh, all right. We'll just leave it like that. Created January the 13th. January the 13th. We are February the 2nd, right? And it played out February the 2nd at 8. No, man. February the 2nd. Oh, we're February the 3rd. Yesterday, Sunday, right? Sorry, my bad. So I was expecting these areas since January the 13th, guys. Since January the 13th, man. And what happened? It came here. It was Sunday, and I was, all right, I'll do it in a minute. And what happens is that, dude, my entry, it's gone. Now it's gone. And what can I do? Nothing. And worst of it all, just like Alice was mentioning, like, remember, let me repeat what he said. Market makers are not going to let you get a free ride out of here, right? We don't think so. Also, if you want to be a little bit more nerdy about this, well, then let's take a look at what happens with Wyckoff. Little range, V-shaped recovery, and remember, next high lower than the range. Next high lower than the range. And we can argue this. This goes over and over and over and over. Just little, I mean, just specific ones do not play out like that. But we are on the range right now. Do you think that we're going to burst? We could. I mean, we could. We could burst, right? We could. Absolutely, we could. But I don't think so. I think, look at that. We have dynamic reactor coming in strong. We are on these areas here. We are below dynamic reactor. Money flow is not going back up. It's kind of like a flipping back down here, right? So what do you think is going to happen? Right. So, and this is where most of the new members or new traders start like making mistakes, start buying the tops, right? Why? Because they said, oh, it jumped, so let's follow the movement. So they jump in thinking that they're gonna be jumping in here, and then they're gonna ride it all. And no, they're jumping in right here where they're gonna get wrecked. And after they wrecked it, well, then that's when it takes off, right? So what are we gonna be doing? Well, at this point, I just cannot just take on my mistake. I need to wait, right? And what am I gonna be waiting? I'm gonna be waiting for a retest back into the channel that we were talking about Friday, right? And also maybe a support somewhere around this area. So what I'm gonna be doing, adding a support area here and adding another alert right down there at the end of this candle right here for structure there. So let's now take a look at our DCA strategy on Binance because it's not looking good. Well, still, I'm pretty calm about it. So remember, one full position equals $200 at this point on this wallet, right? So that means that we are what in two full positions, a little $32 extra, right? Remember that we grew our account to 1,093 or something like that. We still had 1,088. I don't know why it went down to 88. And we have an and this is key, unrealized loss of negative 96. That is a 23% down, right? It's not that much, right? But I mean, that is right now. Imagine, remember, and this is where things start getting frustrating for me because I had a plan, I had the alert, it was Sunday, and I freakishly just decided not to follow my plan. Why? I don't know. I was doing some other shit, and that's what I get mad at me, man. Right? Remember that last class that you were, yeah, Alex. What did Alex do? Right, same thing here. What did OC did was just freakishly ignoring it, man. I was expecting this for a freakishly long time, played out, and then I just let it go. But whatever. We're not. I'm just letting it go with you guys. But look at that. If I would have entered on my signal, I would have averaged down 50% down from my entry right now, which means I would have gone out in profits by now. That's what I'm the most mad about it because we have Plan B. Plan B was about to be executed. I just forgot about it because I was doing some other fucking shit. And then, well, then I need to rinse and repeat, right? I fucked up. That's fine. Let's just,
We'll forgive
we all
you.
fucked up. What is it?
We'll forgive you.
Yeah, man.
You know what they would say? Stay broke.
What? Why? Why? I don't like that. Oh shit. Oh
I
man.
mean, I'm sorry.
Nah, don't worry. So, but guys, remember that we also have a plan C. Remember, we talked about this. We talked about market going the other way around. That's freakishly fine. Nothing to worry about it. So, what is up now? Am I gonna be buying at this point? Of course not. Of course not, right? So I need to be patient here, and we're gonna be doing exactly the same thing that we did last time, right? So rinse and repeat. Remember, look at that, buy the bottom, right? Sell the top. I bought the first breakout, there we go, and I forgot to then get out or rebought in here for my last entry to get out. So what are we gonna be doing? Just waiting for the same structure that we're expecting here, right? Remember, I'm waiting for pullback. Take a look at my previous trend line here, right? That's why I already have my alerts. And then after that, I'm gonna be trying to re-enter here as I'm also having a better prime score, a better consolidation score, which right now it's 0, all right? And also I'm seeing then next maybe flip of the ribbon, continuation of bullish divergence. All right. If this just keeps going up, well, then let it go. I don't care, right? What I do like and what I do care, it is actually the same purpose what we did this kind of DCA strategy, because we were looking at this freakishly trend line, right? What happened? Breakout, and let's reposition ourselves to prepare for the next pump. We did, or I did not. That's fine. So let's do the same thing, but to the inverse. We already have it. This is gonna be our next entry or our next trend line. And what's going on with that trend line? And let me just clear my screen here. Well then, we are going to be waiting for breakout. Do we have breakout? Yes, it's not about the breakout. It's about your retest, right? And then off we go. So we need to be patient at this point. If you've been following on the strategy, you should be already out in profits, right? Waiting for the next pullback to re-enter there. If you fucked up like me, that's fine. We'll just extend this one here, and we'll wait for the next opportunity. And I'm looking at these other wicks, right, to try to catch them all. There we go for our next reentry. That is why we're half of leverage, and we started our half of a position with a max of a three max entries at this pullback down. Let me show you something else. What happens if we turn around and we lose this area without bouncing, without giving us an entry signal? What's going to happen? First of all, that's why we went for 5x, because we are looking 82. All right. What is our next entry that we were talking about on Friday? If you don't remember, look at that. Our next area, it was 86, right? 86. So let's take a look at why do we had 86. In fact, it kind of like moved this support. It readjusted. It is right now on 89. So let's just move it. There we go. And also we had a huge order block. There we go. But it's already reallocated, right? So the order block was farther down at 86 or 80 something, right? Still, our next possible area of entry on the daily would have been here for the spring of what I would love not to be a rounded top, because if this is a rounded top, man, we could be in trouble. All right, but let's just take the bearish sentiment out for a second. Also, shout out to Chart Prime. Look at that beautiful trend line, automatic trend line. It's right there. This is the same trend line that we've been following, right? 4 hours. A little bit of a better structure that we have there. So again, we are prepared for the worst case scenario. All right. So that's what we try to prepare the classes for, the worst case scenario. So also, we are not at the bottom of daily. Let's take a look at that. We do not have flip of the ribbon, but something that I do like, and I'm pretty excited, it is the pattern that we have on screen right now. Alex, I know if you talked about this pattern, what do you see on this last candle?
Well, I see a carpenter candle.
Nice. Yeah, absorption
Hammer
zone,
time.
right? Nice. Absorption zone at the bottom. Oh, come on. Right? I mean, last time we had one, yeah, a little bit of farther down, but then we ended up going up. Usually these kind of candles predict reversals, right? So hopefully, at this point, we find that this loud order block do its job, right? Keeps on the reverse, and I will be expecting, look at that, what happened here, one more retracement. I will be expecting that one last retracement. That will be my last chance, right, to re-enter here, lower my entry, and get out with, in this point, will be 2 out of my 3 positions. Remember, I always want to be in at least with one single position. So we take it as it comes. So that's fine, guys. If you also fucked up at some point, that's fine. I mean, let it out. If not, it's gonna eat you from the inside. But remember that we prevent this having plan A, B, and C. All right. So basically, risk management. You need to know what you're doing and act accordingly to your strategy. In the next positioning center, I'm going to be looking at, I want to look at OM. We just hit, there we go, man. OM, look at that, beautiful. We hit the previous high, right? I was expecting a little bit of a motion going down or a little bit of a reversal. It went straight down. Look at that beautiful wick. And this is what, and let me just clear this up. This is what I'm expecting on Bitcoin. If we are able to close that candle as is, I believe we have a higher chance to start to keep flipping up, right? And then piercing through the zero line. Remember what I mentioned you, having a better prime score, having a better consolidation score on Bitcoin, right? Just like on OM, and finally bursting through. So this is what I'm expecting on Bitcoin. Maybe one more candle of retracement as we talked about, and then a further continuation. We'll see because macro markets will dictate how we're moving, and something that might be going against it. And I know I'm going back and forth, but we need a clear picture of what's happening all across the board. Let's take a look at. Oh man, what is the name of this? Minis, future minis. It's not Nasdaq. Is well, let's take a look at Nasdaq. NQ mini. Perfect. There you go. Thank you. So NQ, I just don't see the bounce as I would love to, right? We have a CME gap that we're filling out right now, right? We dumped throughout the weekend, right? And yes, we have the breakthrough, but still we are below the dynamic reactor. And something that I don't like, it is this inverted goose head. Inverted goose head tells me that I'm going to have this retracement to then have a further move to the downside before having a bigger retracement. So this is telling me, hey, be careful, sweep of the lows might be incoming. All right. So we still need to be a little bit careful in this one. NQ, if NQ retraces here, I think Bitcoin will also have its double bottom, but we still need to take that into consideration. So what I'm trying to tell you guys is that if you did not enter any trade or you're looking to enter into a trade, wait for the pullback. Wait for the pullback. Again, this is not financial advice, but it's not good to start chasing after the prices, because if for some reason we're reversing here, we could, or you could be getting into a lot of trouble. And if you're going to be taking that risk, remember, half of an increase, lower your leverage, right? We've been going through this, through it in this class. So just be patient and trust on your strategy. That's what is there in to begin with, right? So that's what I got, Alex. Let me throw it back to you, my friend. And let's see, what else are you looking at this moment? Because I see either icons just pooping their pants or man just going to Valhalla.
Yeah, so I think, like we talked about before, what needs to be, in my opinion, what needs to happen is we need to see some sort of established structure at the lows, right? So this is very, I would say manipulated, right? So like look at like Trump launches his meme coin, then like chop sideways, like crazy price action, dump, pump, we're going to Valhalla, FOMC meeting, right? Then we roll over. Okay, then we absolutely get decimated, right? However, this is still, as crazy as it is, this is still a higher low. I mean,
Yes.
when you go back, let's say we go back in history, or if we go in the future and we look back at this range, all we're going to see is a higher low. We're not going to know about tariffs. Like, we will because we're here, but like, people are just going to see, oh, yeah, it pushed up, bearish divergence, retraced down, swept the lows. Okay. Then it retested, come back in, and then it went to the moon. Okay. Very, very possible. Okay. Very possible. When we're looking at our higher term time frames, you can see a little bit of downside pressure, obviously. But guess what? We're getting to oversold areas. So once we see anything like this on a daily, like look at this one here. Like this is what I mean about confirmed structure. Okay. If we get confirmed structure, I mean, look at how fast this went up and right. So it's we're there. There's the hope there. Like I said though, we should be in the camp of safety, right? Can we come down then go? Right? Can we sweep again? Right? Would that be the final shakeout? Not more in this camp than this camp for now. For now. Because of the buy up we've had right now. Okay. And the reclaim of basically this lower range in here, right around 93,000. Okay. But we look around, the industry, Bitcoin dominance, 64%, baby. Holy smokes, Batman. Okay. I didn't know if we were going to get there, but we got there, putting in a higher high, right? Higher high. Is this the bear divs that's going to wreck us? I don't think so. I still think we can get to the 786 here. 66. Maybe Bitcoin rips, gets to 66, and then we see the fall down. Remember, OC and I were talking about this last time, where we did put in a higher high before dropping. So very much on the table here before we drop for everybody wants altcoin season. Well, it's a bit early. It's a bit early. However, there is some bullish news. President Trump's crypto czar David Sachs to hold a press conference tomorrow at 2:30. So that hold your horses. We could still be bullish, right? I mean, and there's so much emotion right now. It's like, will China retaliate? Will Canada retaliate? Will the strategic reserve come? Will the So it's like it's a roller coaster. Right now it's like hold your horses, right? Hold your horses. Big CME gap, okay? There's a CME gap down here at 79,000 and there's a big one that we are currently filling as we speak over the weekend, okay? So we're trying to fill this up in here. We'll see if we fill it and then I wouldn't be surprised if we fill it and then crash. Wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't be, right? These typically get filled. We've left our friend down here for a long time. Just saying. We want to give you both sides of the pie, right? You can see a lot of these things have recovered quite well. So far, so good. If we're looking at SUI back into its range, okay, this makes me happy. My altcoin portfolio was down $130,000 yesterday. Okay. My Bitcoin portfolio is 4x. And I'm 80% Bitcoin. Thank God. Thank God. Otherwise, I'd look like this guy right here. Okay. So, and things are bouncing. V-shaped recoveries around the board. Like these are all my HODL bags. They're underwater. Some of them aren't. Link is still good. Injective underwater. Render's still good. I bought it $3. Look, I've almost round tripped Render again. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Okay. AVAC still up, but at $12. So, lucky, but like buying at $12 and seeing rent, this is $12. And this was in bear market. I'm only up 80%. And I bought back in here. Right? I bought right here. How long have I been waiting? 87 weeks to get a 1x or 2x? Holy shit, Batman. Okay? Talk about pain. So Bitcoin dominance on a tear yet again. Can it reject? I don't know. I think we may have a little bit more to go. which is fine. That would mean, Bitcoin dominance can rise with Bitcoin pumping and altcoins pumping at the same time. It's not that, just because dominance rises doesn't mean altcoins don't follow. Okay. But when Bitcoin dumps, people rotate from altcoins into Bitcoin. So that's why it went up, right? So right now, it's a dust settling event. Okay, look, Ethereum came to $2,100, bro. Okay,
But I
crazy.
got a question for you, Alex.
Yeah.
Let me remind you, was it Thursday? Wednesday or Thursday, one of those 2 days that you mentioned, I buy XRP if it gets to. Remember?
What level?
I think
A dollar.
it was
Dollar
$2.
$40. $2?
I think you said $2. I'm not 100% sure. But I might be called out here, but I think you said $2, man.
I think I said $1.50. Order block. $1.50.
$1.50. Oh, man, very close. Very close.
Oh, see, it's correct. Did I say $2?
I think so because it was at the very bottom of that bull flag with that triangle.
Do you want me to buy now?
No, no, no. Come on. We're not gonna be making you buy
I'll
like
buy.
that.
How
No.
much do you want me to buy? 5 grand?
No, no, no. Do not buy it. Let's wait for the next one. I just thought it was funny because I do remember that we were fighting over what was XRP to $5, right? And you said, no, no, no. I'll even buy if it goes to $2. But I just think it was funny because yesterday I was also looking and it was like, hey man, I think there's a real chance we're gonna hit the $2 mark and boom with it. So, I don't know.
I
Just
think
a little funny
Celestia
there.
is the best buy right now. If there's something to buy,
What is it?
Tia.
Tia. Nice. Let me hear
But
you out
that's
because you
just
know
my
what?
opinion.
No, I'm looking to enter actually a couple of altcoins now. Anything that drop
Celestia would
hard.
be my number one buy. If I was to buy something right now, Celestia or I'd probably buy some more injective. Look at these levels, man. Injective, maybe render. I mean, I bought render at $3, but I think render can go to like at least $60, 45, $60.
I see. Nice.
Don't buy it. How about selling at $4,000? Who looks like a genius now? Oh,
Holy shit. That's amazing.
oh man,
Oh man.
pretty
Yeah.
crazy.
It is. It is. Let me talk about right now currencies or forex. I think it's a little bit of important that we take a look at quickly how things are
68
moving.
cents to the dollar for Canada.
60. Ooh. I'm looking at
We
Euro
used
and
to be
DXI.
parity, dollar to dollar.
Nice. As far as I do remember, back in my day, we were at $8. No, sorry, $1 equals 8 pesos. But yeah, you guys were fighting over it. I do remember Canadian dollars were 0.98. I even one. I do recall seeing it
We
at
were stronger at one
1.25 or
point.
something like that. Yes, exactly. And that is because my grandmother had a hotel, or well, that she passed away, but the hotel's still there. And I worked in there over the weekends, and I collected foreign coins there. But yeah, I do remember that I needed to
From
go over
2007 to 2013, we were worth more than the US dollar.
till 13. Wow, who took office then?
I don't know, man. I'm not sure. Mike Harris, I think. Mike Harris.
I see.
Conservative, of course.
Yeah, exactly. There's something about the US dollar index, right? DXI or DXY. So it's looking good. It's looking strong. In fact, going back from this dropping here, we broke the previous trend line like this. Let me just maybe fix it a little bit better. I'll call it like that. Perfect. Good enough. Breakout retest and then higher highs. So sorry, higher lows, then higher high. Now we're breaking above the zero line. We're having a reversal. We're dropping a little bit. Volume still strong. So I do expect a holding here and continuation up. Something that I want to compare with it is euro, right? Euro against, of course, US dollar because US dollar is doing great. Did had its CME. It seems like it just just because it had to do it, just went to the CME cap and then seems like it wants to flow back down. In complete opposition to the dollar, it broke below here. A further break it to the downside right now. We are retesting a little channel to the downside here, which it doesn't look good to European markets at this point. And finally, what does it tell us, right? Whatever Trump is doing, it's having an impact on the states, right? Let's remember that tariff, it has an immediate repercussion on U.S. citizens. That means whatever, let's just call it from my side, right of the border, whatever avocado, right? Or from Alex, I don't know, whatever syrup that you got, right? That was high quality because it was grown up and down here, right? For cheaper, now it's gonna cost you 25% more, right? And so what are you gonna be doing? You're still gonna buy for either 25% more the same avocados or the same syrup, or you're gonna go for the more expensive than before, but now it's still cheaper than the original product, right? But made in the USA. What would that do? That makes made in the States or made in the US stronger again because they're more competitive. In fact, tariff where they're not used as a political and financial weapon, they usually are placed in they're set in place to make your country's financial system or economy stronger. But you see it being applied slowly and slowly and slowly. The difference is that we're going like once for all. Could this become a problem? Let me tell you what I see happening here. Maybe the flops that happened. The ICE thing, right? The massive deportation. I think that could backfire. And I'm not against deportation. I'm not against immigration politics. In fact, here in Mexico, there in Canada, we all do the same, right? Because it is important to note that in a specific sense of economy, I'm not saying human rights. I'm not saying anything. A strictly sense of economy, it makes illegal immigration does not apport the right way to your economy. It increases your economy into a fragile state, right? Why? Because you don't get taxes from Social Security. You cannot trace taxes and also law enforcement on financial sectors, right? So on and so forth. But the tipping point here, it's who's gonna, let's just call it the avocado example, right? Who's gonna produce the avocados on the southern states that are gonna be replacing Mexican avocados, right? So that is for once at a cheaper manufacturing cost. So maybe you're going to be facing buying made in the U.S. avocados or grown in the U.S. avocados at a 20% increase because then more expensive U.S. Local U.S. farmers will have to do it with their hands, which they charge more, right? And there's going to be less cheaper cost of production versus grown in Mexico, 25% more expensive avocados. I think it's still a win for the states, but I believe that what is going to end up happening, it is the market of avocados is going to just drop hard, impacting avocados farmers, right? So this applies for everything else. So this is why World War III trade wars, man, that exactly. I mean, that's what I wanted to get to, right? We are on a very delicate tipping point. And that's what I was looking at the Euro, DXI. That's what I wanted to look at NASDAQ. And of course, Bitcoin, because all of my personal savings are on Bitcoin, man. And I just don't want to see that fall. But whatever. The point is, there needs to be done something to make that equilibrium. I understand also politics are politics, like we were talking about in the beginning, right? My president barked at Trump, right? Like, hey, you know what? We're not going to sustain those 25, and we're going to also apply our 25. But then she, in the reaction, she complied to it, all right? So politics are politics. Economy is economy. The issue is when politics start doing economy, right? Or economists start doing politics. So they need to work in tandem. And we'll see how that plays out. I'm very excited to see what's going to happen. Still worried, a little bit worried on the full global scale economy. But guys, I do trust that if we keep looking at, for example, we've been talking about this, and that's why I insist so much on gold, platinum, copper, right? Guys, take a look at those assets. Let's just take a look at gold, and then I just pass it over. Sorry. Man, it's time. We need to go. Sorry. I know you have other things to do, Alex. Man, it's just,
I have
yeah,
another
so
class.
sorry about that. So, guys, homework. Take a look at gold. Take a look at platinum. Take a look at copper. Take a look at iron and aluminum, guys. All right. So it's going to be worth taking a look at it, make your analysis, see how they're playing out, and ask ChatGPT how that relates to global economy. All right. Homework. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for joining. Alex, last word before we run out.
I love gold. Be safe out there.
Be safe out there, guys. Thank you so much. And as always, see you guys tomorrow.